minutes, you said?
Well, good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining me, Kathleen and Trish. Lovely to see you both.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. So here we are with our Coffee Chat Friday. And I think the three of us have decided that we were going to do this on the first Friday of the month, which then just helps everybody kind of put that down in their calendar and we're not jumping around. And we thank you for working with us as we step into this learning, a new platform. We're using StreamYard to broadcast to a couple of different channels. So if there are comments coming up or questions coming up at this stage, I am not watching that on anything else. So we will be able to respond to that afterwards. But Kathleen, Trish, and I are in my Motivate Mastermind group, and we are just coming together on a Friday for a 15, 20-minute chat of different topics and different challenges that women have as an entrepreneur, as a partner, as a mother, as an aunt, as a whatever. We've all got so many things in our lives to balance, yet we get joy in our heart from running our businesses. And so today we are here to talk about work-life integration. And I guess one of the important things is giving ourselves flexibility. Kathleen, I don't know what this word means to you. I know we throw around work-life balance, but is work-life integration a better description? Does it sound the same thing to you?
Well, I think that today this work-life balance, most of us do not go in an office, but build our business from home because of COVID. It is very important to somehow separate, because otherwise, it's easier to leave everything behind and arrive at home and a space where you should relax and you should have peace and harmony. But if it's within a space, that is even more important to somehow try to separate. And my recipe is to have some rituals to give my body a sign. Now I'm working, now I'm enjoying my free time.
I love that. And I think you're very blessed to have the beach right there, that I recall that you, and I think that's so important, doing something physical and getting out and appreciating nature, getting some fresh air, getting some good breathing in, and allowing ourselves just to relax. Trish, I know you are also surrounded by beautiful nature. How do you find, you've been working from home for a while. I know Kathleen has as well. So, it's not only the pandemic that's brought us home, we do choose to be location independent. So working from home, or if we're able to travel, when we're able to travel, we can take our businesses with us. But how do you find this integration into your life with your partner, your home life, separating? Because our brains are always on. I think we're creative, and that's kind of why we're entrepreneurs. That sure, it's any time of the day you suddenly got a new idea, and you perhaps want to implement it or do something, whether it be marketing or designing or reaching out, and then you've got we have to integrate our personal life, make sure we have time for rest. So, Trish, how do you find that?
I like what you said a lot, Kathleen, and trying to have some connectivity during this time where a lot of us are feeling pretty isolated and missing our colleagues and our friends in person. In the coaching sessions that I practice with clients, the life pie, oftentimes it's called the life wheel, but the life pie is something I give a lot of thought to. And I was telling Kathleen the other day, I need to remember it for myself, because our life pie can shift. And so I love Kathleen's idea of the rituals, a way to begin and end our day, a way to say this is a transition in our day because we are working from home so much. And then separating the personal from the work. I think does require a shift in how maybe we used to do things before the pandemic. And even with or without the pandemic, just the ability to shift our minds and recognize when we feel anxious, recognize when we feel fatigued or like we cannot focus, which happens to me every day.
Right.
So knowing, okay, I'm losing focus. I'm going to get up and walk outside. I'm going to take a break. So that's something I talk a lot with folks about and try to remember for myself is just having those shifts.
Right. And then, I think having a schedule, I mean, we've spoken about that. We've spoken about time blocking and how important that is. And that if you do block time on your calendar, and I think, Katalin, you do this as well, besides work time, that we block in time for lunch, walking on the beach, yoga, self-care. So I know that you feel quite strongly about blocking time and focusing, right?
I do. However, we were just really talking about this with Trish after the last yoga class. I do, but I don't block the time. I just have in my calendar 50 minutes this, 30 minutes that, because I want to have the freedom. I am working from home. I'm an entrepreneur. If the weather is nice, I go out and I want to have the freedom to shift this block however I want. It just needs to be done. But there is one thing I always do. I get the biggest thing off my plate first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Because I'm relieved.
And that's so freeing, because if you've just set that one priority or that one urgent thing that you need to do, and then you have taken care of it, then it does give us, flexibility. And I think that, we also have schedules that we need to coordinate, don't we, with the people that live in our homes with us. I don't know, Trish, how do you find yourself and Joel, Katalin and Alex, you have to coordinate your schedules because we can't always be in front of our computer and we can't always be in our office.
Boy, if you don't mind, I'll make it quick, but that's a good one, because in our house, that is challenging. Joel is retired. He doesn't quite know what that means yet because he's very productive. He still does quite a lot. And so even that mindset, what does that mean and how do I react to that? So with that in mind, how do each of us respond to our partner's way of managing their day? What I'm finding, which may sound selfish, but is focusing on, I love what Katalin said, thinking about what I need to tackle right away. I wish I could say I do that first thing. I should. But I would say helping each other to just supporting each other to do what works best for us, letting our partner, and again, I don't succeed at this every day by a long shot, but helping our partner do what works best for them, honoring that, respecting that, and hoping they'll do the same for us.
And I think
giving space.
Right. And I know that for Rob and myself, we do try and check each other's calendars at least to kind of go, okay, this is what we're doing, or this is when we're going somewhere. Or for him, for instance, you're going live and you're using the office space again, and to make sure that he's got to walk around the outside of the house to be able. But Katalin, I know
everyone's dressed in the morning, right?
Katalin, I know you've got quite a bit to balance in the sense of, Alex has his business that he runs from home.
Sure.
And you're supportive in that business and help him with the marketing, and then you have your own business. So you two have quite a lot to try to balance and coordinate.
Yes, but I'm very lucky because Alex is very flexible. So even if we plan on something and we can't do it, that's okay. And he's really, really flexible. I am not. So one of us needs to be more. But we always eat together. This is the only thing we try to do. We don't have breakfast, but we have lunch together or dinner. So late lunch. So that's the only thing. Sometimes that's the only time we meet. Really, we just see each other in the flat, and we keep our weekends off if there are other projects.
Yeah, that's great, Katalin.
That, yeah, and that to me, my Fridays are also non-working days. I love to, and then, once again, like you, Catalin, being flexible if something does come up and one needs to do something. But generally in my mind, I know by the end of a Thursday, my work week is finished. So, it just gives
time
me
blocking. That's a good example of time blocking.
Right.
Is intentional and then firm and not deviating from that if you can.
If you can, yeah. But I think, learning to integrate work and life together is important, and to still bring us joy so that we don't feel stressed and pulled in different directions. Catalin, what do you think about that?
And if we do, because this happens, there is always something unseen that interferes. I think, for me, it helps to just close my eyes and take a few breaths, because then relativizes. I don't know how to say. It gets more relativized. I don't know.
You can say it in German.
Es ist, now I continue in German. It is so much easier to scope afterwards with everything if I center myself and I notice that it's nothing. It's actually a big deal. I just have to focus and decide how to continue.
Right.
That's great. And if I could offer a tool as well, that's what you just said, Catalin, makes perfect sense, because I wrote some notes this morning in preparation for this, is a mantra. And I know you both well enough that you have mantras. And my mantra in my car is, even though it's not always true, is that all is well with me and my world. So different mantras that can bring us back to center, even if it's just remain calm, or anything that can trigger our minds. And I think you both have taught me that and reminded me of that.
It is important. And I think the important thing is, when we are successful in our day, we often forget to celebrate that.
Yes.
To reflect at the end of the day on the things that do go well.
You do that, Carol, right?
I do. I like to do that, and just I guess it's my mantra at the end of the day is to wrap up my work. And I do have a sequence of events and things, that I like to do to start up my day and then to end my day.
How do you end your day, Carol? What would be an example of how you end your day if you don't?
Not at all. So one of the things I do is I use my Trello board, and I've got my segments on there and my checklists on there, and I don't keep my email open all day long. So I only like to keep it open 3 times, and it's first thing in the morning when I check it, middle of the day to do some, to reply and to be involved, because if you touch something, you might as well do it and complete it. And then my end of the day is just that same routine, checking my emails, shutting down my email box, knowing that I've taken care of the things that I had planned. I like to make a list of the 3 things that I want to do in my day. And I list them down, check that I've done that. And then I am trying very hard to just shut down my computer early and walk away from it. Because if it's off, I've also taken a couple of apps off my phone.
That's a good one.
Working in that direction. As somebody, I was listening to a podcast, and she said, take it off. If you miss it, or if it doesn't work, or you can't live without it, put it back. You can always put it back. But how about trying to take it off? So I am doing that, and I'm enjoying that. I've got a timer on my phone that tells me that my screen time is going down each week, and that's like, yay!
I love
it. But I think also one of the other things, besides, Catalin, you were talking about, taking care of one thing. When I wake up in the morning, I find, I don't do this every day, but if I set an intention for something that I want to do and hold on to that. And for me, at the moment, many a time it could be, I really want to exercise my horses daily. And if it's only just for 15 minutes, and for their health, one of our horses is fairly old, and it's, but if I set that intention and I tell myself, as opposed to just putting it and writing it on a checklist, I'm going to work with the horses today, but I set it as an intention, it's amazing the difference it makes.
Yeah.
That claiming
And
it.
it gives me also so much back. I just can't imagine how rewarding can be working with animals.
That I
And
know.
horses especially.
Yeah, I have my
Yeah.
daughter at the moment saying, "Mom, we need a dog in the house," and I'm like, "Nope, not yet."
That reminds me, when you both mentioned how you begin and end your days, we are without a dog right now as well, and we always have a dog. We're taking a little time after we lost our last dog. But I remember a very positive ritual where that animal helped, and beautiful creature helped end my day was, believe it or not, when I would shut down my computer, that animal, or it's not just an animal, is it? They're beloved creatures.
Yes.
But Charlie would jump up when the computer went down because he knew it was time to walk. And so I love that connection. Animals even know, so they're looking forward to it. And it's a connection. We would take a walk. So when I shut down my computer, if it was a snowstorm, we had to walk, you know.
They definitely do connect us back to take time off. So, well, ladies, this was lovely. I just want to tell everybody where they can find you. So I'm going to put Trisha's little banner at the bottom, and you will find her at healthylifemindset.com. And Trish is here in the US. And then we're going to have Katalin, where you will find Katalin for her online yoga retreats and online yoga classes and retreats in person, which she hosts in Spain and Portugal. And you will find her at Disconnect to Connect.
Are we going to Portugal?
We are going to Portugal. I'm so excited. And it's, Katalin, I've popped your retreat, your 4-day retreat back up on my website with all the new information. And I am dreaming and visualizing, and May is going to happen. We are going to be able to travel. So I'm excited about us all being together, and who else might be joining us.
We'll be together.
That'll be fabulous.
Yes.
Lovely. Well, I will see you all again on our coffee chat for the first Friday in November. I haven't looked at the date yet, but it'll be the first Friday.
I love this. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Carol.
Lovely to see you both. Have a fabulous weekend, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Take care. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.